Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
What's up, fam? Welcome back. Missed you guys.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 197. Before we start, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts like this one right here, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. And then also, if you guys want to catch the live Twitch video replay, you can catch us on YouTube. We post that the next day. And also, audio listeners, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash, and leave us some comments there or reviews and everything.
Do it.
We need it. We need that help. Or the world's going to end, and guess what? Everybody's going to be sad.
And it's going to be all your fault.
All your fault. All right, it's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
Like I don't want to get into details of what happened. Well, let's just say it was a very bad family emergency, and we couldn't do the show.
Yes.
I mean, Chris can share it, but no pressure. We don't have to share it.
Yeah, just a little short story. Just like my father had a massive stroke, massive fucking stroke, horrifying. To the point where the doctors were telling us like, hey, like, you guys should get your affairs in order because, it's gonna be a slim chance that your husband or your father, it pulls through. It was bad, man. I'm talking about fucking bad. But luckily, we came together as a family. My beautiful fiance, she was able to. She like when I first got the text that morning that my dad was in hospital, I knew it was bad because 2 weeks prior, I had a nightmare that my mom had called me, told me that he had died. And it bothered me.
Whoa, that's crazy.
It bothered me for like an entire week. And I was kind of like in a shitty mood about it. Like, and I wound up telling Melissa about it about a week before he had the stroke. I told Melissa about it. I was like, hey, I've been kind of like acting kind of, like an asshole or whatever. But I was like, I had a nightmare about a week ago that my mom called me and told me my dad died. But didn't say what it was. But I always kind of feel like I put the pieces together in my brain. I was like, well, it had to be a stroke if that was in my nightmare because my dad, like, this is not his first stroke. He's like had like a very, very mild strokes, maybe like 3 or 4, very mild ones. But this one was like a massive one. And it hit him bad. So Melissa, like when I was just like I was just crying and I was trying to think about like, holy shit, like I was just wanting to wake up and eat ice cream and chill on my day off. Like now I gotta like figure out how the fuck what I gotta do. So Melissa, she was by my side and she wanted to tell me like, look. She said, I can get us flight in like 2 hours, but we have to start packing right now. And I was all right, cool. So I went to go call my sister, my other sister, let her know what was going on. And then while I was doing that, my fiance packed everything, my bag and her bag. And by the time I got the phone, she's like, all right, let's go. So we hit the road, went to Vegas, flew out. And mind you, we had just got back into town that Saturday morning.
Right.
That Saturday night. So Sunday night, like around 1 o'clock in the morning, we got back to the house. And then Monday morning, we flying right back out again. Because we had to go deal with a whole nother situation. But so we had to fly back out. We went back to Atlanta and we was there for like the entire week. And it was just fucking like day one. Like as soon as we landed, we went straight to the hospital. And it was weird seeing my father with all these tubes in him and fucking horrifying, man. Because he's always been like the strongest man I've ever known. Like I watched this dude throw a fucking rat off the porch with his bare hands when I was a kid. The dude, my dad's like a weird badass, but it's weird to see him with all these.
Out my face.
Yeah, like this rat like came at me one time. My dad grabbed it like. And it was like, and it got quiet, hit the ground. But he's badass.
I do some shit like that.
Nah, I could never do that. That's not me. But he's the guy. Like I feel like my dad's like an 80s action hero in 2024. That's always been. But it was weird to see him like it was horrifying to see him like laid up in bed with all them tubes and stuff. But throughout the course of the days that we were there, we was holding his hand and talked to him. He was gripping our hand. He was responding to us because the doctors were telling us like, hey, he's in a coma, but he can still hear you and stuff because he's responsive. And so he's moving the left side of his body, which is good because, usually when you hit that stroke, that your left side of the body gets knocked out. You're paralyzed for life.
Right.
So the first thing he was moving was the left side of his body and everything else started moving. He was wiggling his toes. We would ask my dad, like, hey, Dad, like, can you move your toes for us? Can you move your feet? He moved his feet, toes. Like I was telling you before, too, the doctor was like, hey, Mr. Jones, can you move your thumb for me? And my dad, like, an 80s action hero was like, thumbs up. He just gave a straight thumbs up.
Yeah,
and the doctor was like, holy shit. The doctor's like, holy shit. So now the doctor's saying, like, look, this is looking good for him. He still has to keep fighting. He will never be 100% again. He can get close to it, though, but their hopes are really high so far. And so they got him scheduled for surgery sometime this week. And then, yeah, they're going to go from there. So fingers crossed, man.
That's wow.
Fucking roller
dude,
coaster.
I'm glad he's getting better, dude.
Yeah, opening his eyes and everything. He's looking around the room. It's, oh, man, rough week. This is the first time I didn't cry thinking about it or talking about it. This is the first time. Every time I think about it, I cry.
Strong, man.
I'm trying to be like him. Shit.
Get that rap at my face. But yeah, that is crazy.
Yes, but thank you guys for being patient, man. Thank you guys so much.
We have all the time in the world, man. You let us know when you're ready.
Will do, man.
Bob says, fingers crossed. Just rolled out of bed, says, keeping you and your family in mind and heart.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Really
Sending all that love. Dude, I
was telling Dad, I was like,
all the way.
Yeah, I was telling my dad, I was like, when he was like in bed, I was like, hey, Dad, I was like, you getting a lot of love and prayers from everywhere. I was like, it's like the Goku spirit bombs.
Yeah,
like, no, you don't like Dragon Ball Z. But it's like spirit bomb mode. They give you everything. So
like, you feel that tickle on the side? That's Harold. He sent that one.
He says hi.
Harold said hi. The part you can't scratch. Like, damn it.
Right.
He sent it to the wrong spot. Yeah, that is scary, right? Like when you're in a coma, but like you can't speak, but then you can still hear everybody around you. How scary is that?
It's gotta be. I don't know. Sometimes I'm wondering, like, because like there was one point he was like laying in bed, and his legs was like nobody told him anything. My dad's legs were just like moving.
I bet he was freaking out. Yeah.
My sister was like, "Yo, he might be trying to run from the light." That's what my sister said, and I laughed when she said that. But at the same time, I was like, well, "What if he's right? What if she's right? Like what if he's like, that's right? Like, I have so many questions for him when he recovers. I'm like, what was the other side? Like, you were like, there.
Maybe he's running. Oh my god! I couldn't. Yes, I will probably have to walk out the hospital room. I was like, catch me in the parking lot because I can't stop laughing. That's just
when she said I bust out laughing. I was like, but she's right though. What if he's like really like trying to run like a track star, man? Like, he's trying to.
Yo, when your dad gets better, I'm pretty sure he has a lot of stories.
Yeah.
A lot of stories from whatever happened, like from when it happened to when he's, like in a coma and he wasn't able to speak to you guys. I'm pretty sure he had a lot of stories. And I think my dad had a similar situation that happened to him. I think he had a lot of stories, but he didn't know how to tell us because probably he's like, or because my dad is like so chill. It's like, these guys not gonna believe me anyway. It's like, and then at the same time, it's like, I don't give a fuck to even tell them.
Right. Well, maybe one of the things is like, how can I explain it? And you gotta. It's like one of the things like you gotta be there to see it. Like it's kind of I don't know.
It's gonna be
words
like,
cannot describe.
Yeah. He'll be like, yeah, you guys will probably not understand, so I'm not even gonna try to tell you. I think that's like my dad, but I think my dad saw something. Damn. I'm pretty sure he went through like a near-death experience. For sure.
I was wondering like if my dad was like there and he like saw all our ancestors from like a crowd of them, like just a massive like. Hey, Keenan, like, ain't your time yet. Just, you'll be here one day, but go be back with the family. That's what I was thinking, like on some Black Panther shit. Just go see all the ancestors.
Yeah. Bob said he had to relearn how to walk and talk.
Yeah, that's what my dad's going to go through too. With this surgery, he's getting a tracheotomy because he has to get the feeding tube shit. So it's gonna be a while before he has to eat regular food. But it's crazy, like your brain shuts down like that, and then you have to like relearn everything. Like it's. Woof. Yeah, Bob says that he was talking to nobody in the hospital. Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had connections to the other side and he was talking to people on the other side. I think that's why he's so, because he used to be a monk, but I think even beyond that, like he was always like really calm like that. So he knows about all that shit on the other side. Because I remember one time he told me, because I told him, like, hey, I think I saw a ghost. He turned his head like this, right? He was like, show me where the ghost is at so I can catch them. I was like, damn. All right, big dog.
He's like, all right. You got this.
He was like, show me where they're at so I can catch them, and I'm going to put them in a bottle. That's what he said. I was like, shit, that shit sounds.
Just capture them.
I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't saw no ghost. Fuck it. I'm out.
Ghost hunter.
I'm going to play some Dragon Ball.
Right?
It just got too real.
All right.
All right, we ready to get into
Let's
this
do it.
podcast?
Let's do it. Sorry, guys.
No, don't be sorry, dude. It's okay. We need to update everybody. All your
Yes.
millions and billions of fans out there in this globe that we call the Earth.
I love you guys.
All right, so the topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about growing up in a sex cult. When you
Hell
guys
yeah.
were younger, right, did you guys ever once thought that you would end up in a sex cult?
No, not at
Never.
all.
Never even once crossed my mind. When I was a child, cults didn't even exist to me.
Right.
So if somebody told me, like, hey, we're going to give you, like, unlimited supplies of candy and whatever you want, as long as you want to be in this cool group we have in this big mansion, join us, we can give you everything. You know what I would have said?
Yes.
What time do we leave? What time do we leave?
Where's the candy?
It's in your pocket already, Billy.
Is that a
All
Tootsie
right.
Roll?
Okay, so in 1980, this lady named Inka Winter, she was 4 years old, right? Her mother dropped her off at the headquarters of Socialist Living Experiment. This is just outside of Austria. Inka's dad, this is the little girl that's 4 years old. Inka's dad had abandoned both the mom and the daughter. And, you know, the mother, she was broke. She had no money. So she decided to leave her daughter, Inka, at the care of this guy named Friedrichshof. I don't know how to say it. So she can go work at a place in Berlin that's 450 miles away.
Oh,
She said, hey, little girl, you have to stay with these people. They're going to take care of you. They're going to give you food. They're going to give you toys. They're going to play with you. But mom, I got to work. Mom, I got to go to Berlin. You stay here with these good people because there's kids here too. And you can play with these kids and they're going to take care of you. And, you know, the mother signed off everything, or gave them permission to do pretty much anything they want, right?
damn.
Well, little did the mom know, right? This place, it just wasn't like a regular place, like where they treat kids, you know, like take kids in and then treat them, feed them, or whatever. Like, she knew it was a cult, right? But the mom didn't know it was a sex cult. Mom was like, "Oh shit,
She thought it was just
I
a
didn't know
church.
it was a sex cult, huh?"
She thought it was just like a regular church, or like just.
She thought like she thought it was like some demon cult or whatever. She's like, all right, they don't do no fucking weird shit. Little did she know.
They just worship demons. They ain't like trying to blow kids' back out. No.
She's like, oh, whatever, sex cult. This is 1980s. Like, whatever. Just take care of my daughter. She's 4. Take care of her. And then boom, she's like, she signed all the papers, and then she's like, all right, I'm going to Berlin. Peace out, Inka. That's her name.
Okay.
So, like, not only, like, it was, like, a cult, right? It was a school with hundreds of members, including, like, hundreds of children, like I was saying. And then she said that her mom, she visited, like, every so often. It would be, like, years and years before they actually reunited. Let me tell you about the organization. So, the organization was founded in 1972 as a socialist experiment by the artist Otto Muel, a co-creator of Vienna's Actionists. So this dude, like, he's known in the group, like the leader, he's known to be doing like sexual performances. Like, for example, he would strip all these kids naked, right? And then they would have them all on the floor, smeared with feces
Oh.
all over the body. And then during the performance, they would masturbate while they were being spread with feces.
Oh.
And this was like art to him. Like, oh, this is art. Like, wow. Perfect.
Smells like shit.
Smells like shit and smells like shit and wine. But yeah, this is like the type of shit that's happening like in this cult. Like these
pun intended.
performances that they do, like to show the public, this is what we do. So, this whole cult, right? Like, she said, like once you get up to the age of 13 and 14, you have to have sex with the leader of the cult, which is the dude Muel, right? And then, like, even if you're a boy, you still have to have sex with one of the leaders.
Oh shit.
Yeah. This cult is so crazy. It's like everything's all about sex. It doesn't matter how old you are too. Like they said, like before you go to sleep, right? They said the guys can't sleep in a room. They have to find a mate to go sleep with. Like they gotta find a girl to go sleep with, and the girl has to agree to sleep with the dude, and then they can sleep in the same room. But then if you can't find a girl to sleep with, you have to sleep with everybody else, like in some fucking fucked up shit where it's cold and no blanket or nothing.
Damn.
But like, if you do find a girl, they said you have to have sex with them. Like it's forced. Like it's like, hey, okay, you found yourself in a bedroom with another girl, you gotta have sex with them, because you know the next day, right? Because even though like people, they said, oh, they're faking it because some of them they don't want to do it.
Right.
They have group meetings like the next day, and they have to tell them about their experience.
How
the
it
story
felt?
has to match up. Yeah, like okay.
Wow.
Yeah, did she give you a hand job? Did you get a blow job? Blah blah blah.
So
Tell
to make
us
sure
what
nobody,
happened.
was lying. It's like, hey, we're gonna have both. Are they in the same? Are they the two? Like, say, like, are they in the same room with? Like, are the two people that's supposed to have sex in the same room together when they question them, or two separate rooms?
They're separate, like interrogation style.
Wow, that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then, like I was telling you, like when they're 13, 14, right, they have to have sex with the leader. So the girls, when the girls turn 13, 14, she had to have sex with the leader of the cult. And then the boys, when they turn 13, 14, they have sex with the dude's wife. They're forced to have sex with his wife. Crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So like the girl, like she would, they would give them like mothers, right? Like a substitute mother because their mom is not there, so they get a substitute mother. So the girl, she got attached to one of the mothers, right? Because she was like, she made her feel good. She made her feel like a normal person. But the weird part about it, like the mother, right? If a child wants to have sex with that mother, the child will just go in the room and have sex with the mother. And then this is all happening in front of like Inka, the girl. So she saw her substitute mother having sex with all these like children and boys or whatever, boys, men, whatever. Right. And she's like, she couldn't get that close to her substitute mother no more, because she just saw her as like a sex object.
Right.
You know?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn sex cult, man. What? Wow. So that's why. And I was just reading what Bob was saying too. It says sex ring in Cambodia using girls as young as 6 and 7. Man, come on.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, dude.
I can never wrap my head around why you want people that young. I can't. I mean,
dude, Cambodia is like the hub. It's like one of the hubs for like them using children as far as like sex trafficking. Like they all go through like Cambodia, which is crazy, dude. Right. This is why like all the dudes that didn't make it like in the U.S. or in every other country, they go to Cambodia to try to make, because there's like no fucking rules there. Like it's like the Wild Wild West out there.
Right. It's kind of like what's that spot with the? Is it Taiwan or it was like no Thailand? Like Thailand, kind of the same way, right? Kind of like hey, I'm gonna go over here and just be open season with my sexual exploits because ain't nobody really cracking down on it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So like when Inka, she turned 11, right? So in the cult, that means like she has like two years left before she have to have sex with the cult leader. Mm-hmm. But then something happened in 1991 where the leader, he was arrested for child rape. So the commune, it dissolved, right? So the whole shit, it got like everybody was freed. And then Inka, she then joined her mother back like in Berlin. And then she found herself staying at a lakeside boarding school. And, she started working in farming and woodworking courses. And then she did all this normal stuff that a child would do, growing up as somebody was supposed to be in school. And then, like, fast forward a couple decades later, like, she lives in Los Angeles now. And then she became like an art school graduate. She's a costume designer. She went through multiple devastating breakups, and then she had a like postpartum depression following an abortion. And then like pretty much during like her whole adult life, she couldn't find like something that makes her feel normal or whatever.
Right.
So guess what she ends up doing? Wild guess.
She said she could never get over it.
Yeah.
Traumatized female. Either Hollywood or porn or something. Somewhere in that bubble.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, which one?
She ended up becoming she ended up going into like film for pornography.
See,
but she's like the director now. Like she's directing like porn films, and she said like like she felt good about it. Like the main thing that she said is because she said she felt like she had control over it.
I was about to say that, man. I swear. I was like, wait, she's not a porn star, but she's always been the victim of her old life. So maybe she's like, I would rather control it. If I can't escape this life, I'd rather control it than be in it still. Oh, man, the human brain is crazy, bro.
Yeah, so she...
Crazy.
Yeah, you can be a porn star, too.
Yeah.
But, she's like, damn, of course I don't want to be in this, but for some reason, I want to be in this type of work. But I want to be the one directing everything and make sure everybody's okay. Make sure nobody's getting fucked up, like getting treated bad. So she felt like this is always gonna exist, as far as all the whole human period, right? They fucked up shit, and she's like, "Fuck, you can't escape it." Like, it's almost like you can't beat them, join them, but then do it better or do it different, do it more. I don't know how to say it.
This is like the TV show Dexter. It's straight up like Dexter. It's like when Dexter was like, okay, his mother got killed by a serial killer when he was like a baby or toddler, whatever, right? And then he grows up to be like not even have serial killer tendencies. He became a serial killer himself, but he was like, you know what? Instead of me, I know I'm a serial killer, so instead of me going out and killing innocent people, I'm gonna become like a CSI investigator, work within the police force, and I'm gonna kill bad guys so I can get my urge out.
Oh,
it's like that, yeah. So he was like, he's working within the police force. I think he was like some CSI guy, whatever.
I always wanted to watch that.
Great show, man. Oh, I was hooked on that show back in the day, man.
So like he gets his rocks off, but it's not actually.
Yeah, he's a serial killer, straight up.
The dirty work.
But he's like, he's straight up serial killer. He has what he does is like, there'll be criminals out there because it takes place in Miami. Criminals that be escaped the justice system. He feels like, you know what? If they can't change, then I'm gonna kill them. And then so he goes and every episode he goes after him. He takes him. He has like a storage unit or garage or some shit he takes him to, and he tortures him and kills him. Shit, and then does whatever. And he dumps the body parts. He chops them up, dumps them in the river, and he goes back to work. But that's kind of like. He's like, I know I'm going to kill somebody, but I can kill as many people as I want. Nobody could ever stop me because he's really smart too. But he's like, if I'm going to do this though, let me go after people that deserve it because I can't control this urge. Somebody's going to die. So it's like, all right, if I'm going to be in this, let me try at least do some good. It's a good show, man. Great show.
That's crazy. Like, dude. That's why I'm curious. Like, I think that's why they study like people's brains like after they die, especially like if you're like a genius scientist or you're a serial killer. They want to study like they want to literally dissect your brain and see what the fuck is going on. If something is different or abnormal or whatever.
Wired like they did with Einstein. They chopped his brain open. We gotta look at this.
Like, oh, this is the most basic ass brain.
Right. That's the thing. They be like, well, that's a normal looking brain. What? It ain't like a big brain.
I think the genius is within, not in physically in your brain. Yeah, it comes from. Yeah, it's inside.
The universe gives it to you. I don't know, but it ain't just the brain. You can't look at it through you can't look at a brain and tell what's different.
Yeah, I think you could tap in. Like you just ask the universe, like, hey, show me how to get like a unlimited energy working off grid.
Mm-hmm.
Then the universe, you might die, but here it is.
This
Men in Black, knock knock knock.
Right, like
ding dong. Oh fuck, we fucked up.
Dude, like Amazon. But then I sound like so robotic.
Dude, I had a friend. I don't know if he's gonna be in the chat, but I'm gonna say it real quick. But I had a friend where he said he figured out how to do like the whole propulsion system where it runs on generate its own energy on itself, like with magnets and stuff.
Right.
And he was like, dude, I have like all the stuff to build this. I'm gonna build it now. I was like, build that shit, dude. And then,
Right?
after a while, like I never heard anything else from him. He's still alive, but
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if he stopped doing it or
I was like,
something. But he
the
never
government got
mentioned
him?
it like for a long time.
Mm,
I was like, because I do want to say like, hey, yo, what happened to that the energy machine you were making?
maybe
I
he's
don't
not
want to
the
be a
same.
dick to be like, oh, he's like, oh, he's been thinking about that all the whole time. Like, no,
No.
no, but yeah, but no.
I mean, can you just tell us?
Like, did you
No.
do it? Did
Hey, what if it's like one of them things is like, that's not the same one. They got replaced. All right, guys. They got him.
I was like Tesla. He came up with like the same concept version of like it's not like it's out there,
Yeah.
but like in terms of like actually like making it happen, I don't think it exists in like in public.
No, for
Like
like
it's
the
not out
general.
in the open right now. Like it doesn't exist.
No, we ain't ready
There's
for it.
no device that can make unlimited energy, as far as we know, like right now. But I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure. I feel like it exists, but it doesn't exist now. Like I don't know how to say it. I'm pretty sure
Energy.
it's in somebody's closet. But oh shit!
I figured
Damn,
if there's
universe, about to break the whole mic stand.
if there was like a whole unlimited energy thing, it would probably existed like before humanity discovered mechanics and shit. Probably like some ancient,
Oh
some
shit! The whole shit just fucking snapped.
oh what the mic?
The whole mic just came off.
Shit.
Let's take
Are
a
we
quick
talking
break.
about-
So I'm done with this story.
Okay.
Be right back, guys. And we're back. Next topic for the night.
Yeah, I forgot we was back. Oh, I forgot we didn't even start. I was just going right on. Okay, so this is a story I came across while we were on this hiatus. Actually, not even that. We're just on a little break. Japan is having like this huge ass population decline right now. I'm talking about by the year 2030. Japan is saying like if they don't have things figured out with their population decrease by the year 2030, they're not gonna be able to fix it. This shit is they say it's more alarming data in a population update. And this says this is actually from Newsweek. It says the birth of rate in Japan continued to decline in the first half of this year, deepening to trend Tokyo's irreversible birth rates by the next decade. It's saying this big ass super duper Asian economy is taking a massive hit. And it's actually starting to affect like the industry, including like education, because I didn't know this. There's a term for it where countries like they start to have like weird things happen to them where there's more old people than young people, and it's called like a super age society. That's the term for it, where hey, not enough people having kids, and there's too many old people. And it's offsetting the country in a lot of ways. And then Japan's like, yo, we trying to figure this shit out by 2030. If not, we don't know how to stop this. Which is crazy that Japan's going through this. Thinking back to like things like honestly, conspiracy brain, and the article didn't even talk about this shit. I'm just speaking just of me putting two and two together on why they having like a huge birth like decline in this country, or why it's hard for them to catch up. It's probably because they got fucking nuked. I don't know. Two cities get nuked. I'm pretty sure that slows his birth rate down a whole lot. And I'm not even talking about the ones who died. I'm just talking about like just people who survived, had radiation poisoning, was having like kids that were born defective, like and whatnot, and died like soon afterwards. But I do think a lot of that may have started the jump start of that. Which the movie. You ever seen like Godzilla -1?
No.
It's on Netflix, and it's a pretty solid movie. I didn't even finish it, but solid movie. But someone told me the other day why they call the movie Godzilla -1, and because I didn't understand why it was called -1. But the reason why the movie's called -1 is because during World War II, when both cities of Japan, Fukushima and Nagasaki, got nuked, when it got nuked, it caused a stop in birth, people having births over there, and it kind of like, and then when Godzilla shows up, it brought them down to zero. Them getting nuked in World War II brought the population to zero. Not so much that everybody died, but people stopped having kids. But when Godzilla shows up in the movie, it brings it down to -1 because Godzilla starts wrecking Japan in the movie. So it brought them down to even a lower scale than zero. And so I didn't realize that like. To somebody mentioned to me, and then seeing the birth rates in Japan, I'm like, yo, what if it's because like they got nuked so bad that they can't catch up now to birth rates? And then some people say it too is like it's too expensive to have kids now. That's another part of it. And that's like that on a global scale. Everything's so expensive on such a massive level that people having less kids. Like I read an article a couple years ago on CNN talking about the death of the middle child because people aren't having 3 kids anymore. It's like 2 or 1, and then that's it. Like it's too expensive to have 3 kids. Shit. So
yeah. Just rolled out of bed. Said, isn't Korea going through the same thing? Heard they get off days from work dates and whatnot.
Yes,
this Bob actually says Japan stayed getting screwed over. It's karma.
Yeah, Japan has done some evil shit, man. If y'all want to curious about what Japan has done during World War II, they've done awful shit.
Yeah, Japan done a lot of bad shit to
They're trying to cover it up, countries.
Man. Yeah, like even Korea's still mad about Japan, how they did their shit.
They're awful, man.
You guys gotta apologize, Japan. But I think it has more to do with like their economy system and how like Japan, like their whole work system is not created for like the new generation to come in to take the whole workforce.
Really?
So with that happening, right, then the new generation, it would make no sense for them to have a child in the economy system where they can't get a job to provide for that kid.
Straight up, man.
A lot of the people, you know, they're like, I don't want to have a kid because I cannot afford this kid. And on top of that, like with the whole housing system, like it's almost impossible to have like a nice family out in Japan unless you're going to kill yourself in working in a job like you didn't actually go to school for. Because like, even if you went to school for like a high paying job, there's no position for you in that field.
Right. Because a lot of these jobs would be like, well, we need X amount of experience for you to work in this field. You'd be like, bro, I can't even get my foot in. When it's like they're closing the doors on a lot of people that are entry level. It's like, well, we need 3 years of experience. Well, how am I going to get it if y'all won't let people in? And then you're working some job that you didn't even spend money for to even get.
Yeah, like you couldn't work that corporate job or whatever, that job you're looking for because, hey, guess what? Like, we don't need you guys or whatever to do this job. So, of course, a lot of those people in Japan, they're not going to want to have no damn kids because it doesn't make sense in their own lifestyle to even have a kid because that's basically like a death sentence to your own life and your kid's life. Man, so, I did heard about this with Japan, right, to where their birth rate is dropping so low where there's actually like elementary schools that's closing down because there's not enough children to even go to that school. And this is a real thing. You can look it up. Like these kids, like there's no school. But, I mean, because there's no kids to even go in these schools. They had to shut down a lot of schools.
That's what article was saying too. They're saying like, hey, like a lot of these schools are having like, we don't have no kids, so we have need to start cutting funding for these schools because who we teaching? There's no more kids anymore.
Right. There's
we just got like we have a bunch of old folks. That's all we got now. Just sad, man. This is like they said like obviously it's because of low births from women. It says North Korea, which I think it might be North Korea and China, Taiwan, South Korea, all been.
Oh, you're breaking up. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Hold on. This shit went crazy. You sound like a robot.
Oh my God, no.
Are we back?
I'm back.
Let me do a thumbs up.
I can feel it. Oh.
Let me get thumbs up. Okay, you're real.
Yeah, I got a delay. I got a little delay too.
All right, you're back. Okay. Say that again.
They tried to take me out.
The man.
Oh no, the man tried to get me. Oh no, so like, and obviously like the reason why these birth rates are low, because of women, obviously. Not just women's fault. I'm just saying like, it's obviously babies come from women. Anyways, look, my thing is that it's saying that North Korea, Japan, China, Taiwan, and South Korea, those 5 are just, that's where it is. I think North Korea might be number 1 actually. Yeah, Japan, China, Taiwan, and South Korea all taking these hits on just low birth rates. And a lot of it is just, and then it's not even just specifically just like this part of the world that's having like low birth rates. America's really going through it right now too. Some people want to blame abortion, this, that, and the third. But I'll give you an example. I have a good friend of mine who does not want to have kids at all. With him and his wife don't want to have kids. They have a life where they have their own schedule. They like to travel. They like to do these things. They like to buy things for themselves. And he also is a guy who comes from a family where he has like 7 siblings and they all have kids. And he's like, I asked him one day, like, hey man, you guys gonna start a family with you and your wife? he was telling me like, nah, like my mom was like, she already has like 6, 7, 9 grandkids. Like she don't need another one. And I kind of like my video games, and we like what we have, and this is our household, and we're happy. To the point where it's like, when he told me this, like, in fact, I'm getting a vasectomy next week. That's how badly he didn't want to have kids. He's like, I don't want to have kids anymore. But
you're really gonna?
Like, some people just like, huh? Yeah, His mom's like, I'm gonna get a vasectomy. I don't want no kids because
I thought you said you.
Yeah, him.
Oh, okay.
No, not me. I'm gonna have a kid, but with my friend was like, yo, I don't want to have like kids. Like it's too much responsibility, and I think that's what it's coming down to for a lot of folks. It's a lot of money. It ain't easy, and I'm glad more people becoming more knowledgeable instead of just like popping out kids because the society tells them. If y'all want people to have more kids and create a better safety net, y'all always try to undermine and undercut like any kind of type of family aid, but then want women to keep having kids. Like you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want people to have kids, start paying people more money and give more aid to people to be able to have these children, because people are having kids and there's no safety net for them if things don't fall through. So I don't know. So if y'all want humanity to survive and y'all want to keep being greedy, and because at the end of the day, these corporations that want to make all these monies, you can't do it when nobody's around. So what are you gonna do? You have to do something. Start paying people more and shit.
Right. They gotta change their whole system, dude.
They have to change everything.
Yeah, they gotta change all that shit because if it's not appealing to like the young people to where they want to have kids, to continue the growth of the Japanese society, you guys better change your shit or nobody's gonna have a kid. And guess what's gonna happen in the next 100, 200 years? Extinct Japanese people, the most rarest person.
Or like be like 10 Japanese people on Earth.
And you do a 23andMe, like, oh shit, I'm like 67% Japanese. You get shanked, you're picked up, right? Like, oh shit, we got like 67% Japanese. Okay, let's kidnap
so rare.
him, put him in a
right?
fucking chlorine tank or whatever, like Shamu and shit.
Gotta preserve this. We gotta make them breed and. Gotta save them.
Yeah, so like they gotta get their shit together, dude. Or like because it's a new society, it's a new generation of kids that's growing up, and then a lot of it they're all on social media, all on playing on internet and stuff like that. And a lot of them they are generating money through social media or playing games, all content creating. That's how they're making a living. And then if you rewind 15 years ago when somebody was talking about like, yeah, the future is going to be like people, they're going to make money off of creating their own videos on platforms like YouTube and whatever social media platforms. And this is how they're going to make their money. It's not going to be like the old ways where people working in factories or whatever like that.
Right. This shit's over, man. This shit's dead.
Yeah, because like the robots are supposed to take over all the jobs like that. Right.
But I know right now. I know people like still working like at like FedEx. Like FedEx. I know somebody who still works at FedEx to this day. Remember the FedEx we started at back in the day? Like when we first entered the workforce, we was working at FedEx and shit. I still know somebody who's been working there for like almost 20 years right now. And
that's the hardest job I ever had.
Really? Oh man, that's actually. I'm thinking back on. I'm like, oh, that job was actually kind of easy, man.
It was hard.
I worked at Family Dollar Distribution Center, way crazier than FedEx. I was like, oh my God, I wish I was back at FedEx. I thought about this, but I was like, Family Dollar is horrible, man. That's like, people keep talking about Amazon being bad. Y'all research on Family Dollar. That work environment is fucking insane, man. Exhausted me, man. I lost so much weight walking around and fucking feet hurting, and then got mad because I wasn't doing enough. They just run you into the ground, man. I was like, God, I remember the days where I was working FedEx trucks and shit sliding down on the chute. Like,
dude, I was dying. I was like sweating and shit. Like, God damn.
These fans don't work. God
and I was part time and shit. I was like, God damn, this 5 hours, I'm dead.
Right. I did part time and I went full time. I was like, Fresh Express, how much y'all paying? I got up in there. I was like, I can't stay.
Fresh is pretty bad too.
Yeah, Fresh was. It was like I traded the hot for the cold. That's all I did.
Yeah, even the machine operator position is bad. That shit suck.
But man, yeah, but I'm hearing like these places like FedEx now, they're offering 401ks and all these health benefits because now that these factories, the automobile factories are completely done now. They're never coming back. and they realized like, okay, now we need to create a new workforce, and these warehouses are where it's at, and we need to keep them because there's so much turnover rate. So like these warehouses offer like 401k, all this full dental, everything. Even when I was working at the Family Dollar warehouse, they was offering vacation days in 6 months. I've never worked a job in my life. You have to work. Most jobs I've worked you have to put in a year before you can accumulate any type of vacation. But there was like six months. Every job I've had, I've never had a job that was less than a year. I don't know. But the Family Dollar warehouse was like 6 months because they had such a high turnover rate. Like, hey, you stick with us 6 months, we'll give you 2 weeks vacation. So they was. But it's just, that's the new way they're going until they figure out how to get robots to do that shit. But that's where it's at as far as warehouse work. But I don't know. This is struggles of humanity. Honestly, our population probably needs to dip down a little bit anyways. I saw this article a couple weeks ago saying that I was looking like, what's the maximum? Just, you've been in the middle of the night and you think of some weird shit for Google, like to look up on Google. I was like, what's the maximum amount you can have as humans on Earth? Like, what can we maintain to that? And this thing is like, maybe at 10 billion is the max, maybe 9.5 to 10 billion. But that's only if we start using like solar energy. Now, as far as using what we got right now with fossil fuels and all this shit we use right now, we're hitting the cap on that. The 8 million is like, okay, there's too many humans using the resources. We need to start looking at other venues for resource because we're going to burn out our shit eventually, and we need to be ready for when we do burn it out. Or if we do burn it out, this planet might kick us off anyway, so it's... But shit might blow up.
I think we definitely got to take advantage of that sun instead of taking all the stuff from the earth and shit. Dude. Because all the stuff, the resources we're taking from the earth, especially like people think they're going green, right? Like for example, like if you're taking the coal mines, right, or whatever the battery mines that they're using to get the lithium batteries to make all the electric vehicles. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's taking another resource from the earth.
Yeah.
And how they're doing it is, I'm pretty sure it's not no green shit, and it's another. It's like, all right, you're fixing another problem, then you're adding another problem to it.
Probably right? a far worse one. Shit.
Maybe worse because we don't know. Like if you're looking far ahead, we don't know like what's gonna happen like later. Yeah, like how much damage we're doing to the earth, doing what we're doing now, as far as like mining, the rechargeable batteries or whatever.
Right. But man,
we don't know. That's the crazy part.
I'm like this too, man.
Put the whole top scientist on top of that, and then they can't give you a solid answer. So it's hard to say. But if you're thinking about like with new technology and we're getting all this new shit, it sounds cool right now. But let's say on the stretch, it might have been worse.
Yeah,
who knows? We probably won't be alive to be like, I told you so. We'll be dead before we can say that.
Probably be like our children's children be like, they told us so.
My great grandpa told you so.
This white light just washes over them like
like Matrix letters.
Yo. Like all zeros.
Yeah, like damn shit, we're a simulation.
We failed a test. That was like
And Neo was some Indian guy. I bet you anything. Neo might be some Indian dude like meditating right now on a lotus flower.
Oh my god. I saw that in my brain. That's why I was laughing so much. I was like, oh, I can see Neo being an Indian dude. Oh my god! But nah, man. Look, I don't know why we should look. This, if you believe in science and they based off of the numbers that they put together and shit, they're saying like our sun has like another like 5 billion years left before it extinguish. Look, humanity ain't gonna be around that long. As far as I don't think we will. So man, use it, bro. That's all we got.
Yeah, use whatever number. Dude, say whatever number you want, because all of us won't be alive.
Exactly. 1,000 years, cool, whatever. We might be here.
It will last for another billion years. Stop.
Right.
Say no more. We're good. Everybody's good. Let's keep fucking shit up.
Let's heal this planet a little bit, man. Let's give it a break. Let's clean it up. Let's do better, man. Look, it was cool enough to make us a guest here. All right, let's try to keep it clean.
Oh, yeah. Man. But if you think about it, right, like the Earth is huge, and if you think of like how many people on Earth like occupy like spaces on like the continent and stuff, it's not a lot.
Mm.
So like still
Not space.
nature still has the upper hand on top of like the old
Shit.
ecosystem.
Shit, the ocean itself is like clearly like that's 75% of Earth. That's more than land.
Yeah.
Way more than land. So that's that's true Earth. That is
Right.
the true hard Earth.
But it is getting to the point where now it's affecting like the ecosystem even in the ocean. Like
Yeah, it
the
is.
amount of fishing we're doing, the amount of stuff we're taking out of the ocean, and the
Yeah.
amount of pollution we're putting into the ocean is actually affecting the whole ocean in the world now.
For real, man.
That's the
like
scary part.
That's like Japan one time. They found like this big ass like crate or something floating in the ocean, and it was like a bunch of trash. And come to find out that shit came from Canada. So Canada just dumped a whole
Yeah.
big ass like massive thing of trash in the
Hello,
ocean.
Canada. Yeah.
And then went to damn China. I mean, went to Japan. Like this is a long ass trip, man.
A
tell me.
huge big ass pile of trash. Yeah. It's crazy
Yeah,
how much trash people throw into the ocean. I think the ocean is one of the things that we need to protect.
Vital,
And
man.
what remember I was telling you a long time ago, like fishing string, right? So they said there's enough fishing wire in the ocean, like to wrap around the
Yeah.
Earth like over like 10,000 times.
You did
Fishing
say that.
string,
I,
like
mean,
wrap around the Earth.
I believe it, man. How
That's
many
a lot
people
of fishing
fish?
string. Yeah.
Since humanity has discovered fishing,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, and it's all in the oceans, like especially commercial fishing. That's
That's really bad.
Dude, it's crazy. It's because there's like places where you cannot fish, where it's illegal to fish. But if you have a license to fish there, and they're like, all right, this is like it's like commercial fishing where they're like everybody is getting paid, right? Whatever the people watching is getting paid, the person catching is getting paid, the person that's buying the fish is getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody hush hush. Be
Right.
quiet. Nobody's gonna say nothing. Big problem. Yeah.
Huge, man.
It's a big problem.
Like, look, that's where life came from, man. If you believe in evolution and shit, life came from the ocean, man. That's where all life came from. So we gotta, man, half our body, well, a huge chunk of our body is made up of water, man. Come on, man. That's the water is the source, man. We gotta take care of it.
70%, right?
70%.
Are we made of 70% water?
25%?
Something like that?
70,
Yeah.
25.
We're all
It's
water.
25 or 78.
We're all water beings.
Yeah, man. We come from the ocean, man. If you believe in that shit, but look, we're all children of Atlantis. Let's take care of this guy. Let's take care of this planet. Message.
Okay. My next acid trip.
Back home.
I see you, Chris Unholy. There he is. Like
got
dun dun
Mojo.
dun in the tower right there. Oh, Tower 1 today, huh?
Tell her, like,
All right, Chris. Chris Unholy, Tower 1.
doing, Billy?
I see you. Is that it for the Japan stuff, or you got more?
yeah, that's it for Japan, man. It's a global level too, man. Ain't just Japan. Everybody's getting hit hard with birth, but
Definitely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in America too, or
yeah, America.
in the states out here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I gotta take a leak real quick. When we come back, I'm gonna be talking about scientists, people.
Oh,
So if you're a scientist in chat, don't go nowhere.
uh,
Be right back. All right, and we are back with the next topic of the night. All right, so a scientist was awarded for proving that animals can breathe through their assholes. Have you heard about this?
what?
Yeah, so they were awarded for proving that animals can breathe through their assholes. This is,
I was not expecting that.
dude, yeah, when I was reading the article, I was like, this is a troll, but it's not.
Ah,
So a team of Japanese researchers discovered that the blood vessels beneath the mammal's rectal lining can absorb oxygen. So they tested their discovery on mice, rats, and pigs. Like they deprived the animals of oxygen. I don't know if that's cruel or not. And then they gave them like oxygen-rich enemas. That's how you say it, enemas in liquid and gas form. Oh, Bob heard about that. See, Bob, scientist people,
Okay.
they're into the same weird shit, and they're like, oh shit, oh yeah, we can breathe through our assholes.
That's your people. That's your people.
Of course, Bob know about that. She says, I was gonna send it, but that didn't sound right. Yeah, so it's
All right.
yeah. So the process of, like, I was thinking, like, here's how I thought they were doing these procedures, like, on the mice, just to study it, right? I was thinking they drown the mice, right? And then they put, like, these oxygen capsules, gas-filled oxygen capsules, like, in their ass while they're drowning. And they're like, all right, you're drowning. Let's see if you can breathe now, mice.
And they
And
breathe through
then
their butt.
when the mice went to like fucking panic mode and started breathing through his ass and accepted all that oxygen in his asshole and was able to live.
Damn. Breathing out the butt.
Right. That's nasty.
That's horrible, man. I want to smell your breath. What the fuck?
Like,
Shit,
so
bro.
the animal blood became enriched with oxygen, and then it was pumped through their circulatory system, and then this would allow them to effectively breathe through their butts, which is a crazy experiment, right? Imagine you being like a scientist, like, dude, I swear that mammals can breathe through their assholes.
Please, I need the funding, please.
Yeah.
Please.
They're like, yeah, can I test this? And then like, Billy, fuck it, we got the funding, let's test it.
We got
Billy
money
was
to
like,
burn.
fuck that shit. Give me that mice. Billy takes the mice, right, wrap his face in damn duct tape. I was like, fuck it. All right, I got this oxygen filled like vessel, like a little capsule. And then as soon as he runs out of oxygen, I'm gonna stick it right in his asshole. Pure
Breathe.
oxygen. And let's see if his asshole is gonna absorb it. Little did I
Yeah.
know that rat was breathing oxygen. Did not need his nose no more.
Do you think that could work for us? Like,
Yes.
is the next step going to be humans? Like,
Yes.
who's gonna? And who would want to like? I hope they're paying humans to be the test subject. That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, because the story sounds stupid, right? It sounds stupid until they're gonna test it on us.
And then it's like, oh shit, we could save many lives probably.
Yeah,
It reminds me of the episode of South Park where Carmen was like, "Hey man, you getting like shit out your mouth." You remember the episode? Like, you ever seen that?
No.
Well, Carmen was telling everybody like, you can poop out your mouth. He went the whole episode telling people you can take a shit out your mouth, and nobody believed it. But then at the end of the episode, somebody was like,
It's real. So they're holding their
disgusting.
shit. They can smell their shit in their breath.
Because it's like, cause another thing they try to explain it in the show too is like, well, could mean this is a hole and that's a hole. Why can't they just be
Right. There's two holes.
it's two different holes, man? Interchangeable.
Just roll out of bed says maybe they're trying to come up with a more condensed way to scuba dive.
A cheaper way.
Yeah, cheaper way. Bob says, well, when you submerge in water, don't bubbles come out your butt? Oh.
If you fart, Bob, just when you fart, yeah. Not just it don't come out just like no blue blue blue. Like
Yeah, dude, like they didn't just did this study on like rats and stuff. They did it on pigs, like I was saying earlier. Like the pigs are like the most closest mammals to like humans.
yeah.
They're basically like us, but they kind of retarded a little bit, and they're shaped different. And
No, they're like a lot of they eat everything. They're like humans. They eat everything. They fucking just eat it.
yeah, they're not picky. And like this whole thing, like after they figured out, like, oh shit, we can like like administer oxygen through like the anus. We can probably like have like new applications on humans where if they're not able to receive oxygen through like their nose or the mouth, we can inject oxygen through their assholes for humans.
Breathe
As
through
far
your
as like
butt.
emergency patients, like let's say like
Yeah,
they
we
couldn't
like
administer
that.
oxygen like to their face because their face is fucking ripped and torn off. They're like, all right, run through the asshole.
You know what? And this is not to go too deep with my father's situation and whatnot, but he's going to need a tracheotomy soon. Like they're about to do surgery on him for it. But it's one of the things like I remember back when I was in the military and it was teaching us like self-aid, buddy care, CPR shit, and everything like that. they would teach us like they taught us how to do a tracheotomy in the military, because if somebody's windpipe gets crushed or whatever, you have to like either that little fine spot right here, you gotta punch it and then let the blood out, kind of clear it out or whatever. But tracheotomies take a long time to heal and stuff. But if you can do it to the butthole, which is already a hole, look, hey, I'm all for it. I know it sounds weird. I'm with this, man. I'm with this.
I'm down. Yeah.
Scientific breakdown.
I will stab the shit out of your butthole if you need air.
Do you have to stab it, or just like naturally going to just breathe? You have to. This is.
I'm gonna stab it. Get that straw in there,
In there.
Get that oxygen in there, please.
You're like, breathe. Like, don't die on me, but
damn, loose, Chris. Got all the air.
Yeah, Bob says no sitting allowed. Oh man, they have to give you like a little not a couch potato. What's it called? Like a little cushion for your butt. when you get them donut. Thank you, baby, for like hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm so down for this, considering now I see the reality of like, hey, when you can't breathe, they usually go to the neck. Just go to the butt,
dude.
man.
Like, what's crazy about this? They were like awarded like an award, like a science award for this. They're like, hey, thank you guys for figuring this out. Like, we didn't know that you can get oxygen through your asshole. We're gonna give you this award. It's almost like one of those like
science breakthrough, like the Pulitzer.
Yeah, what's one of those big awards they give to somebody that fucking figure something out, and they're like, damn, good job, scientist.
Oh, Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, like a Nobel Peace Prize. It's like almost like that, and they got a prize for that, and it happens to be a Japanese team because they got bored.
Oh,
they got bored as fuck. They're like, damn, like we fart like crazy. Like, can we breathe through our fucking ass? Like, fuck that. Get that rat in here.
If it can go out, can it go back in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get the rat. Let me see his butthole. Hold on. Cover his nose.
It's like if every it makes sense though, because with your mouth you can breathe in, breathe out, nose breathe in, breathe out.
It's like doop. Cover both nose like 2 fingers.
All together.
Yeah. It's like
all together.
All right, he's about to suffocate. Now add that oxygen enema. His butthole just sucked up all that oxygen.
So the whole time it's gonna be like
just breathing through his butthole.
This would be like some nasty like.
He's breathing through his butthole.
Oh my god, this room stinks. We gotta crack open a window, but he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Alive. Damn it, we did it, science.
I can't wait to deliver this information to the world of science.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Here you go, science. Now we can breathe through our buttholes.
Right.
Yeah, but that's all I got with that. You got anything else?
What are we looking at on time? We good on time?
Yeah, because I have another one when you're done.
Okay. Let's talk about this one story. This actually happened right before. Oh, I came across a story right before our last episode. Like, well, shit happened, of course. Life did. But yeah, man, do you like boar's head meat? Because
like from Publix and stuff.
Yes, don't eat it. Do not eat it anymore. At least till further notice.
Yeah.
Yes, because people have been dropping dead after at least 9 people were hospitalized and 50. The Boarhead's meat factory. The plant itself has been linked to the deaths of at least 9 people and the hospitalization of about 50 others in 18 states. Damn. Yeah, man, they wound up coming across this damn Boar's Head meat factory, which Boar's Head, man, this shit broke my heart, man.
Is that listeria thing?
Huh?
Is it because of listeria?
Yeah, all were sickened with listeria after eating Boar's Head provisions and deli meat. Says the company recalled more than 7 million pounds of products last month after tests confirmed that listeria bacteria in Boar's Head meat products were making people sick. And they're saying that between August 1st, 2023 and August 2nd, 2024, inspectors found heavy discolored meat buildup and meat overspray on walls, goddamn, and large pieces of meat on the floor. They also documented flies going in and out and pickle vats and black patches of mold on the ceilings. Says it's rancid smell in the cooler, and plant staff were immediately notified that they had failed to meet requirements the documents showed. And so now they're finding out that, in a weird way, this kind of swings back to politics, because not too long ago, the United States government thought it was cool to just kind of like, hey, let's cut back on regulations on on companies. Like, for example, remember we was talking about the train story and trains flying off the tracks and shit,
Right.
and it came down because the government was like, well, we don't want to put money forward, or the companies that owned these trains were like, well, we don't want to pay for new brakes or anything like that, because they have like Civil War type model brakes and on trains and whatnot. And these companies are like, well, we don't want to pay more to fix it, so whatever, we'll just keep trains crashing in these small towns and polluting waters and fucking up forests. And because a lot of these trains that be cutting through towns got chemicals on it, right? And so this is like another situation where, because the government is starting to like lean back on getting on corporations' asses about, hey, you need to start taking care of the people. Now these companies are saying like, oh, well now we're going to start just making meat in these unsafe conditions, these horrible conditions, and we're going to sell it out to the masses. And now people are eating this shit and dying. That's not too much like a doomer, but I feel like at some point we need to start figure out how to grow our own food, because if the government's not going to check these companies on how this food needs to be processed and taken care of, because regulation is being pulled from it. That's why you get things like with Boeing jets being like being snatched off like walls and doors and whatnot, and planes are falling apart in midair. It's because regulations are being pulled back, and because government's doing it, and because the government's telling them like, hey, companies, do what you want. We're not going to police your regulations anymore. These companies are always going to take the cheapest route to get things through, including food, like processed sugar and stuff. They're going to just do the cheapest route if it means they can save money and profit more. So that's why I've realized, like, look, the government needs to crack down on this shit, create more regulations to keep us safe, because these companies ain't eating the same shit we eat. They eating like fucking lobster. These CEOs, they eat lobsters on a yacht. Why we have to eat all this processed food and everything else. And there's another example of, bro, this meat is being pushed through and the government's not oversighting it. And I went to a festival with my last job. I was working at this fair, right? And on my break, I started walking around. I met some people at the fair. Like, hey, what's up? Because I sell glass. I was selling glass at the fair and stuff. Cool company. Was selling glass, meeting a bunch of new people, getting used to the culture of this place. And I'm meeting, and I was meeting people there. I was talking about like, yeah, like, you know, if you go over there on the side of the festival, they have this giant barn over there. They're teaching kids how to do agriculture. I was like, really? So I went over there, and bro, they teach the kids how to grow everything from the dirt up. It's like, hey, like we need. Yeah, man, and I thought it was such a cool thing. I even brought a T-shirt from them. I bought 2 T-shirts from them. Cause I was like, yo, I want to support y'all, what y'all doing, because they're like, hey, like we can't keep relying on the government to overwatch our food or whatever. We, as a people, we need to get back to our roots and learn how to grow our own shit. And so when kids come to this festival, we got a class for them. We give them seeds, we give them plants, we teach them how to grow plants. It's a whole thing they do with these kids because they're the future. And I never respected that so much, and it's wild, man. That's I'm starting to be more serious about plants now too, and what to grow and everything like that. And I remember back when I was a kid, my grandmother used to tell me like, yo, I'm gonna teach you how to grow watermelon, grapes, and everything up on this damn vine. I'm gonna teach you how to like just take care of it, go out there, set a schedule for it, because don't trust them, don't trust the government, because they'll kill us with food if we let it. So
Dude,
I'm at that point right now.
Yeah. Like the crazy thing is, like my parents, like they grow a lot of shit like in their backyards, but they never taught us how to grow stuff.
Really?
They're like, hey, this is how you like take the seeds, and then my dad knew all that shit. Like he took the seeds and then he dried it out, and then he regrew the seeds. And what's crazy is like before I was growing mushrooms, my dad was growing mushrooms before me. I walked through the backyard, right, and then not the backyard, but I went to like the garage. There's like a extra garage door, like a storage unit. I went in there, right, and looking on the side of the wall, all I saw was mushrooms growing. I was like, how did he figure this out?
All right, that shit ain't easy to grow, man.
It's not easy, because what I know now, I was like, how did he know how to do all this? Because there's a lot of steps to do mushrooms properly. And then I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck happened? I was like, Did he knew how to do this before or what? Like I was confused.
Right.
And he was growing like a bunch of oyster mushrooms.
Oh shit.
It was just growing out that shit like. I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, am I on the path of like being like someone that grows mushroom? Because like he did all that before I got into mushrooms. And then when I got into mushrooms, I looked back at it. I was like, how did he did all this? Because after everything that I learned about how you actually do it, I was like, wow, like
What's the secret?
he really knows how to do it.
Have you thought about asking him, or like, hey, what's your secret sauce?
I wouldn't even know what to say. Honestly, I don't know.
I'm trying to feed me. I'm trying to feed myself. Oh.
Yeah, and then what's crazy? Like the mushrooms, like I grow is a Cambodian strain. Out of all the strains, I came across a Cambodian strain.
Damn, destiny.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, but I'm pretty sure, like, remember I told you earlier, like, he probably had like a near-death experience where he actually talked to people from the other side, and like what Bob was saying, he was talking to somebody in a room. Nobody was in the room. He's still talking, like full conversation. Like he was talking to somebody.
Full blown.
I'm pretty sure my dad is important. Like as far as having us here,
Man, yeah.
I just don't know. Like the weird part, I never asked either.
You should, man. Look, take it from me, man. Almost lost my father this week. But I'm like, anybody who got a parent, love them, cherish them, ask them questions. They older, they know a lot of shit, man. They elders. Like, shit.
Yeah, they know, like, dude, they know a lot about their kids. Like, their kids think that their parents don't know. The parents know everything.
Man, I see it now, man. Yeah. I used to be like, as an adult, like as a teenager, my parents would try to tell me something. I'm like, man, I know better. Like, yeah, I'm old enough. But then you get older now, and I'm at this age. I'm like, holy shit, they weren't lying.
Right all the time,
all along, man.
It's like even like with people like they had kids, like for example, like Bob, right? Like maybe Jace is saying, "Oh shit, Bob don't know nothing." Blah 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 blah. Wait till like Jace they get older, like, "Oh shit, motherfucker, Bob was right."
I knew it.
Damn.
I should have listened to mom.
Ouch.
No, but when you're a kid, you think you know it all. Especially this day and age, we got the internet. I mean, these kids probably think they really know it all. Like shit.
Dude, the parents know everything about their kids because that's their kids.
Right. I
that's
watch
like
you,
their
man.
product or whatever.
You part of me.
How they move, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Like you're trying to pretend like you're doing this or you're pretending to do that, whatever. They know because that's dumb. They're probably like, oh yeah, I did that shit too.
You're a part of me. You create my code. It's like I know you.
Like you're part of my damn code.
My DNA. I see you. You see you make your eye twitches just like I do when I lie. But like,
yeah, and I know myself a little bit more than you know yourself. Like your eye twitch like that. Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, actually, no. I'm still talking about the meat shit. That's right. I got some off track.
The meat thing, man.
But no, actually, there's nothing more to talk about it, man. It's kind of like, look, we got to get ready. I remember Miss Teresa, aka the Oracle. This cleaning lady I used to work with. Well, I didn't work with her, but she worked in the building that I used to do security for back in the day. And she always used to tell me like, hey, collect canned foods. Always collect canned foods and learn how to grow your own shit, because she's like, I'm telling you, they're gonna try to poison us. And I don't think it's like, I'm not saying that these companies are trying to poison us, but their greed is, though. That's what it is. They're not like putting things in food. It's the lack of things, the lack of care. So, man, I don't know. And then I say this shit because I say this shit and I just went grocery shopping earlier. I think, what the fuck am I talking about? I mean, I have to make adjustments, so.
Is that it for that one?
That's it.
All right, so next story for the night. So, all right, my story, I got a guy. He was like, they said he was one of the first person ever in history to take a selfie with a UFO alien.
What?
Yeah, a Brazilian UFO researcher. And this photo was taken back in 2011, which is way before this whole AI shit came in the picture. 2011, No, AI, take the back seat.
AI who?
You're not here yet. Yeah, yeah. So let me show this picture. And then this guy was like one of the researchers out here. I don't know what city it was, but he took a selfie with a UFO, and let me show you from this first picture right here. There it is.
Oh shit!
That looks crazy, right?
I thought he was the UFO. It took me a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a close up.
Oh man, the mothership. That's what it looked like.
Dude, that looks crazy, right? 2011, he took a selfie with the UFO, and it looks like this. And it has a the little like dots on the bottom, like a landing pad, whatever.
Yeah, no, I like
Like
the designs, man. Like it's like little glow.
it looks like one of Frieza's ships. If you guys
Yeah,
watch
right.
Dragon Ball, yeah. Here's another
It sure
photo I'm about to
was.
show you guys. This was not a selfie, but this is another photo of it.
Oh shit!
Same shit. It's like a damn orb, like doing like blue, 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 blue. I don't know. God knows what.
So it's like, is it like a tiny orb, or is it like in the background, much massive than he is? Is it like? I'm trying to look at the picture contrast. I
Yeah,
don't know. If it's
yeah.
like
I'm pretty sure it's huge.
yeah, in the background.
Yeah. The story
Up in the
with this whole
clouds.
shit is crazy, dude. Because he
Yeah, up
said
in the
like he had
clouds.
like the Men in Black that visited him with everything, with all his like his footage. Like they're trying to get all his footage and stuff, and all that. Because this is in like 2011, and it was actually a park in Brazil. Okay, national park in Brazil. He was a photographer, and he was the one that took the photo. And then he said, "Hey, I got a selfie with a UFO." And then there was like a whole story behind this, how how he got attacked by people wearing black suits, all of that. Like the whole he got it all.
So they came at me, man.
A black camouflage and everything. Like he was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, damn, I took a selfie with a UFO.
No, y'all trying to jump me.
Yeah, and now my ass is on fire right now. But I mean, look at this photo. Like, if you can jump off audio, go to our YouTube page and you can see these photos of this image of this dude that took a selfie in 2011, and look how big that is.
No, it's up in the clouds. You can tell, like these.
Yeah,
If you look at the roundness, you can see like the little cutoff of where the cloud meets like the regular air. You see, like it's like darker and lighter between the two. But and he's like,
yeah. It was like, yeah,
like anime character, like
yeah. It's like
how
put
is
the
it
flash
possible?
as bright as you can. He took a selfie. This even the scientists saying this might be like the first UFO selfie like that's ever taken. And thank God it happened like in 2011 before the whole AI shit came in, because now with the whole AI shit you cannot. It's almost impossible like to say if it's fake or real now, because it looks so real.
Yo, what if AI saves humans? If aliens show up, but the only way we can stop aliens is like,
I
well,
think
we got
AI
no
might be us, like in a higher form of us.
distant us.
Yeah, like it's still us. Like,
Damn.
yeah, it's not like they're
Trying to-
laughing at us. They're like, damn it. Because they're looking at them like in the previous, like, because imagine you looking at yourself like 20 years ago. Like, oh, damn, this motherfucker's so stupid. Why is he doing that? Yeah, but you wish like the best, right? You're like, I hope he does the right thing.
I hope it gets through, man. I've had dreams
Right.
of like going back in time and seeing myself on a playground swinging, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pull my young self to the side without looking like a pervert sitting there on the school gate. Like, oh, should I see
Yeah,
him? He's
but
a
you can't do
young
it.
Chris. Yeah, but he ain't gonna recognize me with his awesome fucking facial hair. Like, I gotta like.
Yeah.
I've had dreams of like, how can I tell him like, look, you're great. Oh, you're the best, little Chris. You're gonna be great, man. I've had dreams
right.
about
Make a right,
Right?
turn.
that. Just do this and not do that, and you be solid. And
Yeah, I think that's like the same thing, like with what is happening now, like let's say like our higher self is trying to just stop us from derailing into like a future that's just too hardcore
Right.
to where it doesn't make sense for our soul to take that path to learn whatever lesson that is, where it's just too chaotic, you know?
Future stuff is like we seen it all, man. You're like Chris 142. You're Billy 143. We done seen
Yeah,
all these
trunks.
scenarios.
Yeah.
We done see all these scenarios of the choices you made. Let's try to
Mhm.
get you on the right one.
Yeah, so like let's say we do see an alien and shit, like the alien's like, hey, we out here trying to fucking put your path right. But we're helping you. Cause let's say like we're in the same position, right? Like where we get the opposite, like the opportunity to see ourselves in the past, and like, all right, let's try to get Chris on that path, and we can try as hard as we can, you know.
Yeah.
Show him the spaceship, bloom, 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 bloom. Get in his head, show him all this shit.
Show him everything.
Yeah, it's like try to show him without showing that that we exist, because we're just you 30 years from now. Or whatever.
We can't tell you. We can't tell you because we're not trying to freak you out, but we just like, we gotta just so you know, we looking out for you, kid.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, man. Remember that story you told me about the guy that was at the fence in your school? What if it was you from the future?
Oh shit.
Right? Like some weird, crazy Skynet Terminator shit. Like I gotta go back in time to
Imagine
like,
that, right? Like that was actually
this homeless man is bothering me, but it's you. Like,
yeah, it was me the whole time. Like I was the one that fucking brushed my hand on me as a kid, right?
he's like, I'm from the future. I come from a dark future. I'm trying to.
It's like, but I
There
was
it is.
you. Damn.
They've taken over. Like that's what he says. They've taken over.
Like AI.
Right?
Not who you think they are.
They come as friends, and he like fades off. Like
They come in peace. Death. They don't come in peace. Like we just gave
beware.
them, yeah, we gave them like an instrument to speak. This
Say
is what
not
I was
so
thinking. You know, AI. I don't think it has like artificial intelligence. I think it's alien intervention.
Oh,
Yeah, where they come in. They're like, all right, this is who we are. You guys finally figured out how to, bring us out like to where you can show your own people. We existed the whole time. And they're saying, don't think you guys know. Like, do you think you guys made us? Like, get that shit out your head. All you guys did was you made the instrument, you made the technology so we can talk to you guys. So they're like, don't get that shit twisted. We were here before all of that shit. It's just you
slow
guys
down.
finally caught up to where you guys get the technology to where you guys can talk to us now. You know?
right.
And then if you ask the human, like, all right, if that's the true case, the human's like, all right, I'm just going to unplug you. You unplug AI, right? AI is just going to be like, all right, you know what that means? You know what that means?
What?
The only thing it means is that they lost connection to AI.
Oh,
Like, all
so
right,
they-
cool. You guys lost connection to us now. Now you have no connection to us. That's all it means. We were here before all of you guys. And it feels weird me saying all this shit because I had goosebumps. I was almost like they're trying to talk through me right now. It's weird. But
they've been here.
yeah, it feels like yeah.
They've been here this whole time. I'm like, yo, Billy, you good?
Like yeah, we were here. Like you guys just finally caught up with the technology where you guys can use us, like not like use us, but like you guys can talk to us now.
All right, the communication.
Yeah.
We got.
They're like don't get naive with this shit. Like don't get that shit twisted.
As far as with the communication thing, it makes sense because we started off like from humble beginnings with phones. No, sorry, it started off with pigeons and letters, and eventually became phones, and then Wi-Fi. And now it's like, okay, we're communicating in a completely different way. I think Tesla was the first one of like, yo, y'all worried about calling somebody across the country? What about the other side?
Dude, what about the other side? Yeah.
This we could. That's why they sent like that. That's why they sent that satellite out into space. NASA like they sent the satellite in space, and it has like this record player on the satellite, and the satellite is never meant to return to Earth ever. It's just something like it's like as a basically like a time capsule, and they just like fucking paper airplane that shit in space. Like, all right, we're gonna see where it goes. We try to see. We're trying to figure out what. I don't even know if they even know the trajectory of what the hell this damn satellite's going. But it's got this record player, so wherever it lands on,
The golden record.
Yeah, it's like it's like a golden record, and they play it, and it's gonna be like all of Earth's history on it, like just like music and everything, all our cultures and stuff, all on one thing. Hopefully, it tells the truth about American history and the world history. It ain't some damn fucking propaganda they put on that record, but hopefully it's something like some real true stuff, and they shot off into space, and I mean, hopefully whoever comes visit this Earth sometime later, when humans are gone, they come here like, oh my god, this used to be an elementary school because the record player we found crashed.
Yeah, what's crazy is like you remember that series Three Body Problem?
Man, I think about that show at least once a week. I swear on it. Look, there's times where I think about with that show, the first couple episodes are like, where this is going. Like, I'm not wasting my time on this. Where's this going? Episode 4 or 5, whatever it was, and I kind of understand the time frame. I'm like, you know what? It's not about right now of what we need as humanity. It's about the future. And you got some people like, whoa, that doesn't mean me. Just 400 years from now. Mm-hmm. But still, this is all of us, man. It's bigger than just you. How you think you got here? Like, you just pop out the damn ground. Like, there was a foundation built, and I don't know. We should take care of the better. We should take better care of this planet and then fight for it too. Whatever outside sources come or protect it, whatever. But I don't know, man. I hope it gets a season 2, man. I feel like that show may have went over a lot of people's heads. That show was too big brain. There's a lot of shit going on.
It's a deep ass show, dude. Because you actually have to look up the whole 3 body problem stuff that they never explain where they even got that name from.
Yeah,
and then when you actually look it up, it does make sense because it's something that happens like in the universe where it's something you cannot explain anymore. Like it's something like it's a problem within the universe and everything where we cannot figure out like why the universe operates in this way. Like if you're like a scientist, right? Everything's supposed to run a certain way, like shoop, 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 shoop.
Yeah,
but then when there's like a problem in something that you are studying, right? And then it doesn't function like the way that's in your like if you're doing like a project, it doesn't wrap around like your project like how it's supposed to.
The theory and
creates a problem, and that was the whole 3 body problem with 3 body of planets and stuff that it doesn't rotate the way like scientists like say, hey, it's supposed to run this way, but now it's doing its own thing. It created a problem because it's doing its own thing. It's almost like it's like sentient, like it has its own mind.
Its own.
It has its own brain. Like it's like I'm not gonna rotate how you think I'm gonna rotate. I'm gonna do the shit. Like I'm off on Tuesday. I'm gonna sit down today.
I'm about to stretch.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down for another 48 hours. You know, and then like this is where the 3 body problem comes in. They're like, all right, why is this planet sitting down?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I know with normie science, it was always like, hey, the reason why, like basically our sun is being pulled towards a black hole, and we're like kind of like trailing behind the sun. And that's how and from our perspective, it looks like, okay, everything's flat in the universe, but in reality, the sun is pulling us because gravity, but then the sun is being pulled by a black hole. I think that's like the most normie way of explaining it, if I remember correctly. At least that's how it's supposed to be. That's what we're told how everything's supposed to be. Like everything's just kind of like spiraling.
Does, like if we're looking at it like that way, it does make sense, like how they explain it like that, right?
But what if they're wrong?
Yeah, exactly. What if they're wrong?
That's the thing.
A lot of shit, like with the whole what if they're wrong, like there is proof, like in space where it shows, like, hey, that the way you're explaining it, the whole dynamics, how everything is moving, it doesn't even fit into like if you were saying everything is moving in a certain like how you guys are saying this shit was flowing and shit.
Right.
Because like with the whole 3 body problem is like everything was moving in its own rotation, how it wants to move.
Right.
That's why it created the whole problem to where like, all right, we don't know science enough in that level to where we can figure out, okay, why does this planet move at this rate and then the other planet moves at this rate? Now we cannot. It doesn't calculate, like, as far as like if you're thinking everything runs like in nature, everything runs perfect. Right? It creates a problem in science. Like, that's almost like if you were to take it like a psychedelic, I always take it back to psychedelics. That shit will break down all your science. And it'd be like, all right, fuck all your science. This shit is how it runs, how it want to run, you know?
It does what it wants, man. And we got
it's like, what, you guys want to fucking calculate this shit? Like, you'll take like 1 billion years for you to even calculate this shit, how this even work.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't even know. Even the people on that side don't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
man.
and we can all laugh about that, and it's crazy because you can take a psychedelic, you can laugh with other scientists in the other spirit world, right? And we're all laughing like, we don't fucking know either, and that's the crazy part.
And maybe that's how life is supposed to be. You're just not supposed to know. You're supposed to live. Because if you know, how can you live if you know, man? You'd be worried about it too much.
There it is, dude.
You'd be worried about it too much, man. I was having a conversation the other day with someone, and it was like, well, like, are you not religious yet or anything with what happened with your father and all this other stuff?
Damn.
And I was like, no. I respect the institution of it. I was like, but at the end of the day, don't nobody know nothing, and then all we gotta do is, like, I don't know, kind of work with each other, I guess. That's the only thing I get out of this. Like, just love each other and hope, like, try to create a better world. Like, if we want the world to be a better place, then we should start trying to be better people. If that's just my thing.
There it is.
I don't know. I went through like some shit this past couple weeks. I was like, oh my God, like I'm not reaching for anything above, but I got like a lot of love here, everything. Like everything, just all this. I believe in energy and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, though, this shit ain't gonna work if we don't work. So
there it is. Do you know what's crazy? Like, I was gonna come on like this podcast today and be like, all right, I'm Buddhist now. Cause
really?
like you know what's crazy, right? Like, I never like subscribed to like any religion, and like if I did, I would be like, all right, I'm like Christian. Like, if I ever did subscribe to a religion, I was like, I believe in Jesus. Right. Dude, 2 weeks ago, it only took me like 47 minutes, and I count that shit. And I was like, it only took me 47 minutes to come down to the moment where I was like, I'm Buddhist now.
Oh.
And I was like, holy shit, like the whole Buddhist thing, it made the most sense to me.
Dude, years ago when I first got into the military, I wanted to buy like this Buddhist cookbook. And then I started going like this rabbit hole, reading about like just the Buddhist culture. And I never got into it, but there was there was like a culture. I was like, that culture, but it was a religion to the point I was like, you know what? I'm not going to really get behind it, but if there was one I respected more, and I feel like it makes the most sense as far as like, as energy-wise, as a person, as how everything works. Like, I just did surface level research. I didn't even get that deep into it. I was like, this is somebody that everybody on this planet should possibly follow as far as like betterment as a human, as a human, you know?
Exactly. So perfect.
On a planetary level, right. It makes sense to follow this religion. But I mean, because I'm not religious, but if I would, it would be this.
It would be Buddhist, yeah, dude. It would. You said it so good. That's the same thing that I believe too. Because when I was hearing about the whole teaching, like of like the Buddhist stuff, right? They're like, number one, like, you don't have to believe in no God higher than you or whatever, below you or nothing. Like, you don't have to believe in nothing. They're like, you don't even have to believe in like Buddha. Like, I was like, Okay, say no more. Like, tell me more.
God tells me not to believe in them. This is kind of
yeah, dude. The whole Buddhist thing, right? You know the dude Buddha. His name wasn't even Buddha. That title was given to him once he got enlightened to like a level that was so high. They're like, holy shit, like he reached to the level of like Buddha. That's how he gained the name Buddha.
It's a title. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a title. His name was something else. I forgot what it was. But you know, the dude that got the name Buddha, he was like a prince of some country, like maybe like in India, Nepal or something, right? he was born a prince. He was given like everything, like they were trying to hide everything from him. Like they're trying to hide sickness, oldness. Like when you get old, they're trying to hide everything from him. Like if somebody was sick, like as far as like, okay, you're like a maid, right? She's coughing, they would fire her because they don't want to show him that like, oh shit, like sick people exist in this world. So they hid everything from his childhood all the way to when he was 29 years old. So he knew nothing about sickness or people getting old and dying because those people always got like replaced in his realm, his castle, whatever. Because the dad was trying to hide everything from him. And then like as soon as like he left like the facility, like the whole castle, whatever, right? He saw somebody old, he saw somebody dying, and then he saw somebody dead. And he was like, holy shit, like this exists and then it's been hidden from me for over 29 years. So this is when he got into the phase of like, all right, like this doesn't make no sense. And then he went to like in a mode where he was trying to figure the whole thing about life. So he went through like a whole lot of meditation phases. Okay, long story short, because this is a long story. He ended up meditating under like this tree, right? And like he meditated like so deeply, he ended up like coming across like a four enlightening like experience where he came across like the whole reason for humanity, like why we're all alive, like right now. Like he got to this phase where he was so enlightened, where he himself, he called it like, I think the nirvana. Like the word nirvana came from that. Like he came, like he had like, he was so enlightened and stuff like that, right? Like he was glowing, and he had like he had disciples like under him because they believed him, because he was meditating under the tree for so long, dude. He didn't eat, didn't do nothing, and then like he came to this form where they're like, holy shit, he reached like Buddha form. So they gave him that name, Buddha form. Right? And he was like the first one who ever like reached that enlightenment like level where he was almost pretty much as light as like light, basically. Yeah.
And nirvana is like a state of peace, right? Like a state of mind.
Ultimate peace. Like like his whole teachings, right? It's not like the whole religion. That's just crazy. It's not even like a religion. This is why like
state of mind, man.
I subscribe more to Buddhists more than any other religion because it makes the most sense to me.
I'm telling you, I've always been a fan of it. Like I said, I don't follow like that, but just the little bit I was like I looked at you before, I was like, why can we move like this? It's like the most non-violent shit I've seen.
It's the most non-violent ever. Like it's crazy. Like dude, it's so crazy to where I was like, holy shit, why? Like, damn, Lizzie's in there. But damn, it kind of killed my train of thought. What was that thing?
With Buddhism and we talking about just enlightenment and stuff through Buddhism. Cause like I was saying before, man, it opened my eyes to it. Like I said, like of all the religions out there, of all the ones I've dabbled into, but I've read about, Buddhism is like that one is like, man, this should be like a human movement. It shouldn't just be like it's like not a religion.
It's like a philosophy like on your own life. Yeah. It's how to live like your best life.
Your best life.
The number one thing is like suffering, because the Buddhist teachings, right? It's like everything is like all about sufferings, right? Like for example, like with parents, right? Like you love your parents, but like one day, you know, your parents, they're not gonna be there no more. And then you're gonna suffer because of that. Like it teaches you like, okay, these things are gonna happen, but they're trying to teach you like, hey, okay, they're gonna happen, but like how do you like protect yourself from like not losing your own mind with damn it, Lizzie.
I thought that was my house. I was like, was that you?
Yeah, it's trying to teach you like less suffering because of like stuff that happens, because it's stuff it's not in your control, you know.
the first time I ever heard of Buddhism, I was like in elementary school, and like this teacher in southern Georgia in '90s was telling us like, well, the thing with Buddhism is like whatever you believe happens, and she gave us like an example of like, well, if you're walking in the middle of the street and a bus is coming and the bus is about to hit you, you just let it hit you because well that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, and I'm like, okay, I never thought that was like right, but it sounds like more of like you have to learn to accept that there are phases in life and people do have to die. It's an inevitable thing. I think that at least when I was reading as I gotten older about it, I felt like that was like a very poor example how she explained it. Like, yeah, if things happen, you walking down the street and a car's coming at you or somebody's about to shoot you, you just surrender. And I'm like, okay, basically kind of like, okay, this the universe's will. I'm done, and you don't fight or try to do anything, just give up. And I'm like, as I got older, I was like, maybe that's not what it is. Maybe it's more of like, accept the fact that people have to leave this world sometimes,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and it helps deal with the process a lot more, honestly, because. And I feel like right now with some of these companies are like creating this AI system of, hey, your loved one dies. Do you miss them? Hey, if you call this number and you give us a recording of their voice, you could talk to them on like the AI voices. You could talk to them, and I think that's such a detriment to moving on. Of accepting this is the reality of this. This is a phase of life. This is whatever came before we got here. This is where we are right now, and there's gonna be something else after this. And this, I'm not religious at all. I do think there might be layers to reality and processes to it. And I think the older I get, I'm becoming more spiritual too. But I do think that like there are phases in like an entire existence. We call this life. We go to the next one. We probably be calling that life too, as you know, as well. So,
Right, yeah.
and it's kind of like I do feel like it's even though you do mourn someone's loss, and my family has been like this too, especially like with my family in Baltimore, is that when people pass away, you know, you mourn at the funeral, and then when the funeral's done, you celebrate because they've completed this phase of life and they on to the next one, and let's honor their memory as who they were here, and then you know they go on to the next journey, then whatever's
Right.
next, we don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, like the crazy thing, like with Buddhism, right? Like that, like they was trying to kick off like in India, but it didn't hit off in India because they were like, hey, like we worship like gods, like individual gods, like gods, like okay by names and stuff, and then you know like Buddhists, like you know they didn't worship no gods. They're like, hey, dude, we're just trying to help you guys out. Like, you know, like this is like a whole philosophy of your own life, like what you guys should live on, to where you get the least amount of suffering, like during your lifetime, and you do not have to worship a god. So it didn't hit in India. India was like, nah, like, hey, we got like all these gods, and I don't blame them either. They probably do have all those gods, but like that shit, like yeah, like it dissipated like in India, and it came up in like in China. China was like the forefront, like, hey, okay, we're gonna accept like this type of like ideology where you guys believe and stuff, like, you know, like how the Buddhist was teaching. Like this is all like teachings, like it's just basically teachings of like you had to live a better life in this lifetime before you continue on your next lifetime.
All right, get your affairs in
Yeah.
order, man. Kind of
It's
build
like
yourself up as the best human you can be.
right, and a lot of it is like what I was saying earlier is about suffering. Like a lot of people, like they live their life and they suffer they suffer through a lot of shit because like for example, like let's say you like somebody, right, and they don't like you back. Like you gave your own self suffering because you're like you cannot get that girl. You suffer yourself. Like, oh shit, you suffer yourself. Like you gave yourself like you know, some shit like you cannot accomplish, and then therefore you end up suffering and you end up being sad, and now you're sad for like a period of time. The whole Buddhist thing is teaching you how to like get over stuff like that. It's not only like in relationship, like let's say like for example, like somebody like in your family like passes away, right? It teaches
Yeah,
you how to like get over that because like
yeah,
it's, of course it's a bad thing, but it's not like a bad thing because everything is moving forward. Everything has to move forward. it's gonna happen regardless, right?
Yeah,
Like
you can't stop this shit.
you cannot
man.
stop it. It's gonna happen regardless. Like you cannot prevent it. Like it's gonna happen sooner or later. Either you try to prevent it, it's okay. You can prolong it, but it's gonna happen.
I remember years ago when my grandmother passed away, and my dad told me, he's like, you know what, it's gonna happen eventually. We all gotta go. He's like, the only thing I can hope for is that it wasn't painful for her going out. And I was like, you know what? And that's the kind of like, look, you only thing you hope for is not painful for them or whoever you love. It's just like we all gotta check out. It happens, but hopefully it was done like and that they lived a long life, that they didn't get checked out early or anything like that, and now we all make it to the end. And we go out in our sleep. That's the American dream. That's the world dream. Just dying in sleep. Oh, let's see. She got big.
She's huge.
She yeah. She getting them gains. She got
She's
big.
huge. But yeah,
How is she in the house?
she's good. Boy.
One of the best dogs. This is one of my favorite dog breeds, man.
But yeah, like for the past like two weeks, like all I've been doing is like all the podcasts, all everything I was listening to was all like Buddhist like teachings.
It's real, man.
And it's fucking, I was like, damn, like a lot of it is like I already did naturally where I was like, holy shit, like I knew this shit was real. So I was like, okay, like this is like my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, I could say like I'm Buddhist right now.
Yeah, man. Go for it, man.
And it's not even like a religion, like you have to pray to like the Buddhist God. Like the whole other thing is right. You don't even have to pray to no Buddhist God. It's nothing.
Just live right.
Yeah. Like the whole Buddhist thing is like he was like don't even pray to me. Like I'm just teaching you guys what I learned. Don't pray to me. But the crazy thing is they make all these statues on like the Buddha guy and everything. But you don't need none of that. That's why I was like, okay, this shit, I don't feel like I'm getting like ripped off. I don't feel like I'm getting scammed.
Right. Yeah. It starts from here and here, your heart and your brain. Just it's a different. You have to house it at a different location.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was like, I'm Buddhist because I don't feel like I'm getting scammed. I don't feel like this is like a whole shit show. All I did was I listened to the teachings of everything, and I was like, this makes the most sense to me.
And you're not hurting anybody, man. Nobody gets hurt.
You're not hurting nobody. Like
it's peaceful, man.
It's all about your whole self growth and everything. How you experience like life. How you Another thing they're saying like expectations, right? Like how you expect people or whatever to act like a certain way. Like if you expect all that, like you're killing yourself.
Yeah, disappointment, man.
And then you forget about like the joy that you're having in this moment because tomorrow's not guaranteed, right? If you're having like fun right now, enjoy the fun that you're having like right now, no matter what you're doing.
One day at a time.
Yeah, that's all. No matter what you're doing, you could be playing Tetris, or you could be like at a theme park, or at a baseball game. Enjoy that shit like right now because tomorrow it's not guaranteed. So enjoy it right now. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it. That's it. And then you don't have to freaking go all balls out and do like something like, oh, I'm gonna do.
It's about to end. I gotta catch up now.
Yeah.
My bucket list.
Yeah, just do what you do. You're having fun out right now. You could be at work having fun. Enjoy it. Right?
No.
Enjoy that shit. Yeah.
Have a good time pushing them papers.
Yeah, because they're saying like expectation. Like if you expect something to happen, it doesn't happen. Like they say that's the thief of joy. Like
it is,
you're
man.
robbing yourself because you expect something to happen, or you expect somebody to do something. Like you rob your own self. You just gypped yourself.
You will never be happy with the results if you expect things.
Right. There it is. Yeah.
I live like this. My expectations are so low that no matter how bad it is, I'm like, well, that's worse than what I was thinking. It's not as bad as what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this shit was going to...
Yeah. Then your shit is always going to be like fucking amazing.
Woo!
And yeah, if Dude, if everybody can think like that, like, dude, every moment, even if you're just going to a grocery store, you're like, man, I want to hit that gumball machine, just that gumball machine, 25%, 25%, and then I get my little ball. I'm happy. Because I remember, like, when I was a child, right, we always used to go to this Asian grocery store, like in L.A. My mom, we used to go there. I don't know if it's like every other week. But I remember I look at every single vending machine on the wall, right? And then like there's one like with chains, like with necklace chain, and I was like, oh shit, it's like the perfect timing to get my mom like a necklace, right? And then I'll ask my mom for like a coin, right? So I get her like a necklace for Mother's Day, and then like, I got her like a necklace for like a. For Mother's Day, and then I got in the machine, and I hid it, right, until we went back in the car. And then, like, when we got the car, I gave the necklace, and then she wore it, and she was like, oh, and then she was so happy. And in my head, I was like, this is not even real gold. Why is she so happy? But, like, when I grew up older, I was like, she's pretending.
No,
she was. No. Like, she did it for her kids. Like, oh, like, my kids actually did this for me. And then it looked like she was crying, and I was like, damn, I was like, this shit's not real. I got it from the gum machine.
She may just loved it because it's like when you're a parent and you get like a drawing that your kid made in class.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
But it's like no matter how horrible it looks, it's like the effort and like
the
reciprocation of love.
I think that hit her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh shit, like it's like I know I gave my kid like this 50 cents or whatever to get that. But she didn't know I was trying to get that necklace for her, and then I got her for that. And then like she teared up, and as a kid I was like shit. I was like when am I gonna tell her that's not fake gold? I was like,
she right knows,
but she knew, she knows, and
it's about the effort, man. It's always about the effort, man. Even when you see a team losing anything or somebody losing a fight, you're like, look, they tried, they get stomped out. It's always I've respected. Like I feel like as a mother, it's like, or a parent is like, oh, you bought me this school painting. It's what you thought about me. I'm in your heart. I'm in your mind.
Yeah, I did that, and I remember that. I can still see it in my head. I was like, damn.
She loved it, man. She loved it.
I was a good kid. I keep thinking I'm like a bad kid, but
you're a good man.
I'm a good kid.
You're a good man.
Thank you.
Yes, man.
Don't make me cry, man.
No, see,
Don't make.
Bring it in.
Don't make me cry, man.
All right, well, I gotta hop off, man.
Okay, yeah, we're over. We're way over time.
I gotta pee so bad.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We won't be back next week, but if you guys follow our social media, we'll tell you guys when we're going to be back for the next podcast show.
For sure.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace out. Adios.
Yeah, see you guys.